Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I don't even know why I'm smiling. Like, as you can tell from the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about coronavirus. Well, not really. I'm going to be talking about coronavirus. I don't even know how to word this. I'm going to be talking about coronavirus and the implications for you and I as students, and I'm going to be trying to offer the best kind of pieces of advice. So my current situation is that I was fortunate enough to finish my second term of university before Borris Johnson kind of made this announcement that all schools were to close. So I managed to get all of second term done, which is a blessing, which I deeply appreciate. However, my third term of university is up in the air in terms of my exams, in terms of everything, in terms of whether we'll be allowed to go back to university. University of Oxford has confirmed that we'll be doing lectures, tutorials and exams remotely and online, which is incredibly stressful because you just can't regulate exams online the same way that you would in paper. And it also means that exams will be typed up, essays will be typed up as opposed to handwritten, as we've been prepared to do for this whole term. Quick disclaimer, anything that I say now could be drastically inaccurate when you view this, because the situation surrounding this pandemic is continuously changing. So this video was filmed at 2:30 on the Thursday 19th of March, and still from this hour, like, the mortality rate is changing, government policy is changing. So yeah. And another disclaimer, if you see me wearing the same clothes as I did in the previous video, just mind your business.
Mind your business.
No, but on a real though, I've just finished filming a video of like a general update as to how I am, surrounding university, surrounding why I haven't been uploading that much. And yeah, if that video goes up before this one does, then the link is right here. But if it doesn't, you guys know the reason as to why I'm wearing the same clothes. So just don't ask any more questions. Anyways, the aims of this video are to basically console students who are going through GCSEs, who are going through A-levels, who are going through university, who might be feeling incredibly stressed during this period, to kind of let you know that we're all going through it together, we're all in the same boat, and there are people out here who are there to support you. I always say this, but I'll say it again, like, if any of you need any form of help, if any of you need a conversation, if any of you need any advice, like, the comment section is open, or if you want it to be more private, message me on Instagram. My details should be in the description down below. Like, never feel like you can't. I'm always here. If I don't reply, that's because my reply time is a problem, but I'm working on that. Yeah, we're going through this together. It is an incredibly unprecedented, stressful, uncertain, fragile, unruly, just any kind of these words that you can think of period of time. Those of you who don't know, that on March the 11th, which was just over a week ago, the WHO, which is the World Health Organization, kind of declared this coronavirus as a pandemic, meaning it isn't localized to one place or a couple of countries anymore. It's an international problem. And so far, like, we've seen the pandemic overwhelm countries such as China, Italy, Iran, and the situation in the UK is that Borris Johnson has essentially declared that schools from this point need to be shut. This video is being recorded on Thursday, and the last day that schools can be opened is on Friday. And obviously, we're months away from the GCSE and A-level period. That news is extremely terrifying for those of you who were planning on doing your A-levels, for those of you who have things riding on this, whether that be college places, whether that be university places, whether that be apprenticeship places. It is an incredibly stressful time. My thoughts go out to any of you out there who are affected by this news, incredibly affected by the political, the healthcare kind of climate right now. And yeah, so I want to run through a couple of solutions that the government have proposed. I've heard schools have proposed, and let me just disclaim that none of these are set in stone, but from my understanding, this is what the government is thinking about doing. Deep. I think an idea that's being thrown around is the prospect of using predicted grades to kind of give people their qualifications. And this in itself is incredibly problematic because predicted grades in no shape or form dictate what a person's going to get, dictate a person's capacity, dictate how that person would have performed under exam conditions at that given period of time. I know from personal experience that the predicted grades that the school set me for my GCSEs were much lower than what I achieved. The fact that my predicted grades were way less than what I was capable of achieving kind of motivated me to do better. And over the whole duration of year 11, especially in this period from March all the way to the start of GCSEs, I grinded in the library. I had my mind maps, I had Mr. Bruff, especially for English, I had essay questions, exam prep. I was grinding, and as a result I far exceeded the target grades that my school gave me. And especially if your university place is riding on it, I know that a lot of schools to help students get into university, they'll kind of inflate people's predicted grades and over predict them. By kind of the same token, on the other hand, schools can be incredibly strict with their predicted grades and kind of under predict students. So in no shape or form do I think predicted grades are a reflection of what you can get, and I don't think they should be used at all as an alternative for actually sitting the papers. At best, if the government were to pursue this solution, I think that teachers should kind of evidence. So kind of you give a predicted grade, but you have to provide a portfolio to kind of support why the student should be given that grade, kind of thing. Again, another solution that I've heard speak of is kind of making conditional offers unconditional. And for those of you who don't know, an unconditional offer is kind of you're guaranteed to go to university in that September, in that October or whatever, as opposed to conditionals, which are what the majority of UK year 13 students have been given, which basically dictate that you have to get this certain grade, you need to get this combination of grades in order for you to secure your place at university. So that is an idea, again, that is up in the air. And I've heard talk of how, like, if you're not happy with your predicted grades, that you should resit in November. And I just think, I don't know, it's all up in the air, it's all uncertain, it's all... So what I can say right now is that for you, students who are doing your A-levels, GCSEs, don't pay attention to kind of possible solutions that are being thrown around, because at best, they might give you a possible idea of what may happen. At worst, it will just worsen this stressful period that we're going through. So if I was to give one piece of advice, it would be focus on yourself and just avoid going on Twitter in particular. Twitter is the home of scaremongering. Avoid conversations that are stress inducing. So now I'm going to kind of give you guys like ideas or advice as to what you can do in this kind of stressful period. Again, I'm not a professional when it comes to pandemics. I'm speaking from the perspective of a student who is going through this alongside you guys. The first thing is embrace your emotions, embrace your anger, embrace your pain, embrace your frustrations, because you damn well deserve to be feeling those emotions, because to some people, these grades are everything. To some people, these grades are what they need to get to the next part of their life, to achieve this kind of target goal that they've been working towards for their whole life. Like, to some people, education is all they have. Swear, if I mean, I'm in my first year of university. If I was going through this in year 13, in my GCSEs, I would be frustrated. And you deserve to be, because you've worked so hard leading up to these exams, which now the government is telling you won't happen. We can't blame the government, because, I mean, unless the government did cause the pandemic. No, but on a real, we can't blame the government, because this pandemic is out of their control, and they are doing their best. Well, I like to believe they are doing their best in terms of providing practical and effective solutions to the problems at hand. So yeah, number one, embrace your emotions. And what I found incredibly helpful when it came to embracing my emotions was speaking to other people going through a similar situation. So when I was still at university and the prospect of my next term at university was kind of up in the air and was a bit uncertain, I was stressed. I was upset, I was anxious, and I found it really helped to speak to my peers, speak to my friends who were going through a similar thing. It's nice to have someone to speak to share in your frustrations. But again, as I said before, be careful not to enter the territory of scaremongering and unnecessarily stressing yourself out. The second thing is that in this period of uncertainty, instability, find some stability. By that I mean find something that you can, like find a pastime that you can spend your time doing. Hey, so it's editing Franceska. Sorry for any background noise you can hear, but basically I forgot to mention in the footage that I filmed earlier, like especially now that everyone's at home and we're not at school, we're literally being thrown off our everyday routine. Usually you'd spend 6 hours at school, and now you're going to be confined to the house. It's a massive change and you'll need to find something to fill up that time. And although there's a lot of uncertainty, I'd still recommend studying, even though like your exams up in the air, you don't know when they're gonna happen. Study because one, because you enjoy doing it. Study because two, it's gonna be of great use either if you're going to your A-levels and you'll need the knowledge then, or if you're going to university and that knowledge from your A-levels will still be relevant. Find some stability, whether that be spending time with your family, whether that be learning a new skill, whether that be reading more, whether that be Netflix. I don't know about you guys, but this new Netflix update, being able to have a Netflix party is lit. For me, I am trying to engage more in reading. I'm trying to learn how to touch type, and I will tell you why. I will tell you why. I'm also trying to learn how to play the piano. Hell of a big thing, but I'm taking it bit by bit. But yeah, another thing that I'd recommend doing, like if you're of age, like learning your driving theory. It's something that you don't actually need to go out to do, and through a simple £5 app or through various videos on YouTube, you could master. I learned my theory in 1 week, and it's something that it will always be useful to you in real life, and it's something you can just get done over and done with. The third thing I can recommend is to be considerate. I'll attach in the description below a video by Vox, which is very comprehensive and kind of covers all the basics of social distancing and why social distancing works. And what I mean by social distancing is deliberately kind of keeping yourself out of social environments in order to contain the spread of coronavirus, this pandemic, this virus. Deliberately keeping yourself at home, keeping yourself out of busy places. It is the case that a lot of younger people tend to be asymptomatic and not exhibit symptoms because our immune systems are a lot better. So you might be carrying the virus without knowing. So be incredibly considerate, because you don't want to contract the virus and not know about it because you're not exhibiting symptoms, and then go home and then potentially give it to parents, to grandparents who might be a lot weaker. From the video, which I will put by Vox in the description, it gives the advice of kind of behaving like you have the virus in terms of social distancing and avoiding public transport, avoiding public spaces as much as possible. The last point is to kind of educate yourself as to what's happening. I found that this really helped to keep my head leveled, to keep on top of things, to kind of, I don't know, to kind of ground myself. As I said before, try to steer clear of this territory of scaremongering, because it generally will not help, but instead try to reach out to credible sources of information which may help you kind of understand what's occurring a lot more. Wow. The sources that you might want to consult are videos from study tubers if you want advice as to how to kind of deal with this really stressful situation. Videos by Eve Bennett, Vika Tivu. I think there's plenty more. I'll attach them all in the description below. Videos if you want information about what's occurring politically or in the news. I'll attach BBC News, Sky News and BBC News have live streams that you can watch on YouTube. If you want information about the virus itself, the science behind it, if that's what you're interested in, the pathophysiology of it, for medics out there, I'll attach a really comprehensive video by Ninja Nerd Science. If any of you guys know, this guy got me through the first 2 terms of my university. I'll attach it all in the description. But yeah, educate yourself as to what's going on. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna sum up this video because my battery is flashing me red. Guys, it is an incredibly stressful, unprecedented, crazy period. We're literally living through a pandemic. Like, it feels like a dream, and I can't even begin to appreciate how you guys who are going through GCSEs and A-levels must feel. So yeah, this video is just here generally to provide you with more information, advice about how to kind of cope during this period. Again, my DMs on Instagram are open to all of you guys. My comment section is open for any questions, any videos you guys want me to film. Yeah, stay safe, stay educated, and stay healthy, I guess. I hope you guys found this video useful. If you didn't, I'm sorry. If you did, make sure to like the video. But yeah, apologies to everyone, and yeah, let's just stay strong, stay united during this really, really difficult period. And yeah, see you guys all in the next video, I guess.